Hey everyone, GoBots here, back today with another post-game show episode for Madden 20 franchise with the Dallas Cowboys. Here in Season 2, we've just completed Week 16. Again, Cowboys with the big win here at home in their finale home game. We had a very bad first half, but finished strong with 17 points in the second half. That was enough for us to make up for some pretty bad offense overall, but Dak had 2 rushing touchdowns overall. Zeke was almost another 100-yard rusher. We had a ton of rushing going on, but we did sustain an injury, unfortunately. Tavon Austin's still out, but Gallup, y'all, is done for what looks like the rest of our season. It was a 7-week injury, broken collarbone for this young man, which is very, very unfortunate to see that because you look at it, Week 17, it's one wild card, division, conference. He would be good the week after the Super Bowl, it appears. So that sucks, man. Like, we're going to be missing Gallup moving forward, but we're going to go ahead and advance the week and get ready for a Week 17 matchup. Again, we said the Eagles won. The Eagles have won the last game, so that means Week 17, we have to win, and they have to get beat by the Giants. The Giants will have to rebound and get a big win. Hopefully the Eagles get upset and we win our game against Pittsburgh, and all will be right in the world, and we will be conference champions, division champions yet again. The likelihood of that, I say, is slim because I don't see the Eagles getting beat by them at all. Tristan Hill gets an upgrade. Let's go ahead and upgrade this young man and get him better as a run stopper. Now 80 overall. How about that? Second-year pro doing his thing. Now 80 overall for himself. But looking at the team now, since our receiving core is now a little bit more depleted, Cooper's still our top threat out there now. In the absence of Gallup, Cobb will have to come over as our second receiver. And then it goes down from there. Noah Brown, Tavon Austin, and company. So that will limit us a little bit more offensively, but we do have everybody else back healthy once we get all rolling. But big stuff going on here. Again, let's look at it. So we're 11-4, tied up in this division. It's been a wild year. The top teams in all of football, they're the Panthers. They're 12-3, the leading all of football. At 12-3, let's go ahead and look at the division by division. So the Bengals and Browns have both clinched their way into the postseason. Now at 11-4, the Browns are now 10-5. The Bengals 11-4 lead that division. The South right now is locked up by the Colts at 11-2, the number 2 seed. The East is still not done just yet. We're going to head to Week 17 to see who wins that division. But the Bills lead it right now at 9-6. After, I guess, the Patriots, they just lost to the Dolphins in a huge upset in Week 16. The Chargers win their division at 9-6 now. And then in the NFC North, it's still anybody's contest there between the Bears and the Lions, it appears. We'll see who comes out on top in that wild cluster of a division. The South is solidified now by the champions of the Panthers at 12-3, the number 1 seed in the NFC. And the Saints, of course, right behind them at 10-5. The East, again, the Cowboys and the Eagles are both. And you notice there, neither team has clinched a postseason spot. So that's the scary part to me, ladies and gentlemen, because, again, leading their divisions right now, the Cardinals and Seahawks at 10-5, neither is clinched. Cowboys 11-4, Eagles 11-4, none is clinched. Panthers are the only team that is clinched currently out of the NFC. And again, we know one of these two teams will take a playoff spot because whoever wins that division's in. So that's one spot there out of the North between the Lions and the Bears. Then we know the number 1 seed right there, they're in. So that means the 12-3 Panthers are in. It's likely that no matter what happens, the Eagles and Cowboys will be in. One of these teams will be in automatically. It's likely whoever doesn't win the division will also be in, dependent on what happens with these games. Because if these two teams win and then the Saints win, we have a ton of teams that are 11-5 finishing the regular season. So again, there's so much at stake here in this final week of the season, because if we don't take care of our business, ladies and gentlemen, and all these other teams win and finish the season with the same record of 11-5, we may not be in the postseason at all. So we're going to see what happens. Let's go ahead and look at the stats for the regular season. Dak 5th in passing, 28th in touchdown passes. Rushing-wise, let's go forward there. Zeke is 5th in rushing, 1st in touchdowns. And then Cooper, I'm pretty sure, is keep dropping down. He didn't have a great game. No, he's 1st in receiving yards now, 7th in touchdowns. So that's good to see that he's at least up there. So Dak, again, over 4,200 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 18 picks. Not a great season. And we're going to compare that to last year. So if you look at last year for Dak, We played a lot better overall. That QBR for him last year, the passer's rating was at 102.3. Again, he threw for 4,374 yards, 26 touchdowns, 16 picks. We've already thrown more picks than that this year, and less touchdowns overall. And a worse completion percentage overall as well. Looking at his rushing numbers, though, that's the different story. This is where we've really amped up his game this year. We've ran, so many more times this year, and over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns rushing for him this season. So that's the big difference for him this season that we've seen. Of course, Zeke rushing the ball this year. We have 2 1,000-yard rushers. Dak's almost caught him in rushing, and again, that's because Zeke was out for an injury for 5 weeks, it appeared. I believe it was 5 weeks. So that's a big difference there. But let's go ahead and look at some of the league leaders before we close out today's episode and get ready for week 17, where a lot is on the line. So the top passer in yardage is Tom Brady with over 4,500 yards passing on a 67% completion percentage, followed by him as Cousins, Rivers, Rodgers, and then Dak Prescott. Top touchdown man in the league is Tom Brady as well. Now, he's come on hard these last few weeks, as now he is leading the league, tied with Phillip Rivers and Cam Newton, all three with 37 touchdowns. And the man that's on the most picks this year is Phillip Rivers with 19 interceptions, followed by him is Dak Brady, both with 18 interceptions this season. Top rusher in the league, Christian McCaffrey with over 1,300 yards rushing, followed by him is Chris Carson. Kareem Hunt, again, who left the Browns, who was the top rusher last year, is now one of the top 5 in the league this year now with the Browns. And then you got Johnson out there doing his thing still, Zeke as well. The top touchdown man in the league, of course, is Zeke with 15 rushing touchdowns this year. Followed by him is Rashad Penny, Valentine Carson, and Dak Prescott right there with 12 touchdowns on the year. Rushing. Receiving-wise, Mari Cooper with the 79 catches is over 1,200 yards, just 1 yard more than Julian Edelman. So this last week, we'll see if he can solidify himself as the top receiver in all of football. After last year where he didn't have, you look at last year, again, he battled injuries all throughout the season last season. Where, again, he only had 50 catches all of last year for almost 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, we didn't get him involved a ton last year. Again, he was injured and missed a ton of time. And then when we did get him back in, we were not finding him very much. But this year we found him. He's going to finish probably with over 80 catches and hopefully another 100 yards added onto that and maybe a couple of touchdowns as well. So he's had a very, very, very solid year this season. The top touchdown man in the league right now, though, is still Cole Beasley with 13 touchdowns. Followed by him is Ebron and Tyler Boyd. Defensively, though, for the football league, let's see. The top tackler, Jerome Baker and Foster, both tied right now at 128 tackles on this season. And then Awuzie for the Cowboys down there with 122. Top tackle for a loss man in the league is still DeForest Buckner with 17 tackles for a loss. And the sack machine that is DeMarcus Lawrence with 29 sacks this season sets him up for the league lead this year. Followed by him is Aaron Donald with 24. Top pick man in the league is still Sherman, and that's where everything stays the same there. So there's all the stats for all the players heading into the final week of this regular season here. Looking at some of the league news right here, that is where we're going to end it. But don't go anywhere, y'all. Stay tuned to the channel for more content coming to you very, very soon tomorrow with NBA 2K20. My league with the Dallas Mavericks and others coming soon. Again, Halloween season, October's rolling up very, very soon, so anticipate a lot of scary horror games coming here on the channel very, very shortly as well. Continuing on Blair Witch series, Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, Observer, and we'll see what else. I'm not quite sure exactly what we're all going to do, but do anticipate lots of that and probably high blood pressure on my part from playing it. But thanks so much for tuning in today for the post-game show. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up, comment down below, hit that notification bell. Feel free to subscribe. But thanks so much for tuning in. You all have an outstanding day, and I'll see you all back here in Week 17 for the Dallas Cowboys Season 2 franchise on Madden 20, looking to be repeat NFC East champs with the help of the Giants. But thanks so much, and I'll see you back in the next video. Y'all take it easy.